I'll marry you. It was like a bad time because she was basically on trial. And that particular day she was very upset. And she was saying things like, nobody's going to be there for me. Nobody's going to support me. I'm going to lose the case. And I was trying to assure her, like, yo, you're going to win the case. You're not going to blow trial. I didn't think she was going to lose the case because the stories were so inconsistent. And the case to me was both the case. And she just kept shooting me down. So I was like, I'll marry you. And she flipped on me. And honestly, I don't think it was the reason for her flipping on me was what she said. The reason why I think she flipped on me was because I took it and I felt like she's been lied to in the past, and men have such a bad reputation for not keeping their word, for not being loyal, for not being there for no one when they're going through hard times, and just not being faithful or loyal to their lady.
Sit down, grab a drink, and call up that cousin who loves drama. Because this story is messy enough to stain your soul. Imagine this. Papoose, the symbol of loyalty who stood by Remy Ma through prison, fame, and love and hip-hop, has just unveiled a secret arrangement between his wife and Eazy the block captain. We thought the cheating scandal had peaked, but apparently the chaos never ends. And now it's headed into criminal territory. Ask yourself, why is Remy silent these days? Why is Eazy flashing wealth and confidence all over Instagram, like he just won a court case? And why is Papoose quietly hinting to the streets that his wife was blackmailed into a covert agreement? Who made this deal? What was promised? And why does the whole thing read like a cross between power and real-life crime chaos? This is the kind of scandal that literally makes Hollywood scripts look child's play. Because here's the kicker. Papoose has gone full detective. Sources say he pieced together hotel records, burner phone chains, audio recordings, and hidden messages. Everything hidden in plain sight. The story began when Remy started managing Eazy's music career. It was supposed to be pure branding and mentorship, but the chemistry behind the scenes raised eyebrows. Then we saw the photo. The one of Remy leaving Eazy's hotel at 3:14 a.m. Hoodie pulled low, no entourage, no glam, just mystery. Papoose launched into investigative mode. He used burner phones, trackers, even disguised himself as Uber Eats just to follow her. What he uncovered allegedly went far beyond dinner across town. Then came the bombshell. A leaked audio clip from someone called Black Hoodie. In the recording, Eazy is heard pressuring Remy to push deals using her industry clout. You know what I have. Don't make me destroy everything you built. Just make the call. Her voice allegedly answered, "Okay, I'll handle it." That changed everything. Remy's team responded with a vague statement, calling it an attack on a successful black woman in male-dominated industries, but they didn't deny the audio. Meanwhile, Eazy publicly boasted on Instagram, "I don't need to blackmail nobody. I am the moment." Afterward, Papoose allegedly found a hidden burner phone in Remy's makeup case. Text messages showed payment logs and evidence of repeated exchanges, like a cold business transaction. In one thread, Eazy supposedly texted, "He still thinks you're loyal. That's wild." Remy allegedly responded, "Let's finish the deal first. Then I'll tell him everything." Think about that. A woman once praised for her loyalty, allegedly lying to her husband while playing the long game. It gets worse. One former assistant, now silent, claimed she once overheard Remy and Eazy arguing about a non-disclosure agreement. He kept saying, "You promised me a cut. I gave you everything you asked for. What else do you want?" Remy allegedly shot back. That assistant reportedly received $10,000 in consulting fees after that interaction, which raised more questions than answers. Then there's money. Leaked records show Remy allegedly diverted $47,000 from her fashion brand into Eazy's battle rap venture. That cash was supposed to build her own brand, but instead, it seemingly launched his new series. Why? Because when someone is blackmailing you and holding secrets that could bury your reputation, the safe play is to cooperate. Papoose started noticing mysterious deposits into unknown accounts. When he pressed Remy, she claimed they were sponsor reimbursements. But Papoose isn't new to this. He smelled smoke and dug deeper. He eventually brought in forensic accountants who uncovered a web of Delaware-based LLCs tied to Eazy's cousin. That cousin controlled nearly 30% of Remy and Papoose's multimedia label, Bronx Legacy Entertainment, the very label Pap had talked about for years as a family legacy. And Remy had quietly transferred part of it without his knowledge. Notice how Eazy hasn't said a word about any of this? Instead, he keeps flaunting luxury watches and flashy VIP booths in Instagram stories like a villain in his own downfall. Meanwhile, Papoose stays silent publicly but drops cryptic clues, like the tweet "she gave away the crown for crumbs," and the Instagram chessboard post captioned "Queen sacrificed." Remy is now nowhere online. No reposts. No story updates. No statements. And if you followed her for long, you know, Remy doesn't do silence. And now her quiet is giving off all the wrong signals. A turning point came when Papoose allegedly subpoenaed documents through a pre-litigation move. What he found shook him. Backdated legal contracts, equity transfers, and company formation papers. All signed without his approval. Personal betrayal? Absolutely. Illegal? Very likely. One insider from Remy's team claimed Eazy had attended private meetings about the label. Meetings Papoose was never invited to. In one meeting, Eazy allegedly told the creative director, "This label is my baby too. I deserve final say." That creative director has since disappeared from social media. When reached out to, she reportedly said, "Everything I designed, I thought it was for a family venture. I didn't know it was Remy and Eazy's hidden side hustle." Meanwhile, fans began drawing timelines. TikTok videos charted Remy's growing solo appearances, Eazy's sudden rise, and Pap's shrinking presence. Rumor pointed to subtle signs. Remy showing up at Eazy's events without her wedding ring or usual security team. Eazy even dropped new freestyle lyrics that appeared to be direct hits at Papoose. She chose pressure over peace/signed deals in silence/left the king tied to his chain. Insiders also hinted at a luxury retreat in upstate New York, advertised as brand development, but with Remy and Eazy allegedly spending 3 days alone, excluding Papoose entirely. The assistant who arranged it says she was told Pap wasn't needed. Then came a burner account called Truth from the Block, posting leaked receipts showing wire transfers. Like one for $18,000 from Remy's LLC to a talent agency linked to Eazy's cousin, who later appeared wearing Bronx Legacy merch at a listening party that never officially launched. Now, Papoose is reportedly working with high-profile lawyers preparing civil suits. Legal experts are already citing potential fraud, breach of trust, and emotional distress claims, maybe even federal implications. As the storm grows, even networks are circling. A rumored docuseries, Loyalty Lost, The Papoose Fallout, is reportedly in development, with Papoose sitting on hours of proof. Eazy keeps dropping freestyles over classic beats, like Nas's Ether, with lines like, "They thought they built a legacy/I edited the blueprint." Fans are calling it the biggest betrayal in hip-hop since Nas and Jay-Z. And Remy? After weeks of when love turns into lawsuits. Inside the shocking fallout between Papoose, Remy Ma, and Eazy the Block Captain. What started as a business trip quickly turned into something far more personal and painful. Over the course of 3 days at a high-end retreat, marketed as a brand development boot camp, questions began to swirl. Why wasn't Papoose, Remy Ma's husband and longtime business partner, invited? According to the assistant who booked the trip, she was told explicitly to leave Pap off the itinerary. When she asked why, the answer was blunt. He's not needed for this part of the business. Feeling uneasy about the exclusion, and what it seemed to imply, the assistant soon quit. She later confided in friends that it all felt more like betrayal than business planning. And that was just the beginning. Shortly after, an anonymous Instagram account, at Truth from the Block, began leaking highly detailed receipts, screenshots, payment records, legal documents, and captions that were raw, emotional, and deeply personal. One post read, "He trusted her with his name. She sold it for percentages." Followers quickly began speculating that whoever ran the account had to be someone close to the situation. Possibly a former friend or even a bitter ex. The details were too precise to be guessed. One post stood out. A wire transfer of $18,000 from one of Remy's LLCs to a talent agency owned by Eazy's cousin. That same cousin was later spotted at a private music event wearing exclusive Bronx Legacy merchandise, gear that was never released publicly. Was it a coincidence? Maybe. But to fans, it added to a growing pile of evidence that something shady was happening behind the scenes. Papoose, now aware of the breadcrumbs being exposed online, wasn't just heartbroken. He was preparing for battle. A top